The convention hall will come to order. We are now holding the first business session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Station 5-4.
Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the states of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer. Stationed by the emblem of Washington. Your duties there.
I keep a record of all receipts and disbursements just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed at the ear of corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep the plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
That at the first business session at the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention, there are approximately 1,000 members, advisors, and guests present. Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and to develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA membership possess. May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this the first general business session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Delegates, congratulations. It is a distinct honor to serve your chapter and our association in this capacity. The decisions you make over the next several days will have great influence over the future of our organization. Serving as a delegate gives each one of you special privileges, but it is important to realize that with those special privileges comes great responsibility. The responsibility of making a variety of decisions that will impact over 19,000 Illinois FFA members. To ensure that we as delegates fulfill our responsibility, it is imperative that we follow all delegate duties and guidelines. First, all delegates must attend all business sessions. Please report to your correct seat at least 15 minutes prior to the start of the election process, which will begin Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Second, after the business session begins, please remain seated. If an emergency occurs and you must leave your seat, please find a member from your own chapter to serve in your place until you can return. If you must find a replacement, it is critical that you exchange your delegate ribbon for their member button. Third, it is important that we complete our delegate business in a timely fashion. Please stay alert on the business floor and show respect to those around you. This includes the absence of the use of cell phones and other electronic devices during all delegate business. If a cell phone is seen, you will be asked to put it away. Paying attention to the presented information is crucial to making an informed decision. Remember, your vote will impact the over 19,000 members of Illinois FFA and countless future members. By fulfilling these duties and abiding by these rules, our business session will run smoothly and will be enjoyable for all involved. To show our appreciation for your service, each convention delegate will also receive an official 91st Illinois FFA State Convention t-shirt, which is sponsored by the Illinois Farm Bureau and SIU. Please make note of the following rules to claim your t-shirt. First, your section president will come to the front when asked to pick up everyone's t-shirt vouchers and distribute the vouchers during roll call. Once you have received your voucher, take it to the alumni booth and exchange your voucher for a t-shirt. Last but not least, do an outstanding job as a delegate by attending all business sessions and remaining until the end of the election process on Thursday morning. Thank you for your cooperation and congratulations on being selected as a delegate. Before we begin, please remember to turn off all cellular devices and electronics. If you are seen on your phone, you will be asked to put it away. Spending time on our phones prevents us from completing our business in a timely fashion. Section President, please make sure that all of your section's members seated on the delegate floor are indeed serving as delegates for this business session. In the event that they are not, please direct them to the nearest general seating area. Additionally, due to our limited schedule, we request a 2:15 adjournment from this session. In the event that we do not finish our business during this session, we will move all remaining business to delegate session number 2. It is essential that each section president or acting section president present a roll call of all present and voting delegates in their section. Section presidents, please count your delegates and report to the closest microphone in section order, beginning with section 1 for roll call. When you report, please state your name, section, number of schools, and number of delegates represented in that order. Once you have finished your roll call, please come up to the front to receive t-shirt vouchers for your entire section. Speak slowly and clearly for the accuracy of our records and the benefit of all. When finished presenting your section's delegate count, please report to the staff table to collect clickers for your section. Madam Secretary, will you please commence roll call?
Samantha Kemple, Section 1 is represented by 14 schools and 29 delegates.
Thank you. Section 2.
Rebecca Huff, Section 2. Section 2 is represented by 19 delegates and 9 schools.
Thank you. Section 3. We'll need Section 3 again. Hold your numbers high, please. Thank you.
Gage Miller, Section 3. Section 3 is represented by 24 delegates and 13 schools. Thanks.
Section 4.
Emma Parkins, Section 4. Section 4 is represented by 9 schools and 19 delegates.
Thank you. Section 5.
Zach Weber, Section 5. Section 5 is represented by 6 schools and 13 delegates.
Thank you. Section 6.
Allie Drake, Section 6. Section 6 is represented by 7 schools and 15 delegates.
Section 7.
Avery Plody, Section 7. Section 7 is represented by 10 schools and 21 delegates.
Section 8.
Jeremy Wissington, Section 8. Section 8 is represented by 3 schools and 7 delegates.
Thank you. Section 9.
Carson Kempling, Section 9. Section 9 is represented by 11 schools and 23 delegates.
Thank you. Section 10.
Section 10, Kara Anker. Section 10 has 11 schools and 23 delegates.
Thank you. Section 11.
Riley Smith, Section 11. Section 11 is represented by 10 schools and 21 delegates.
Thank you. Section 12.
Sophia Reevely, Section 12. Section 12 is represented by 9 schools and 19 delegates.
Thank you. Section 13.
Austin Delfelmeyer, Section 13. Section 13 is represented by 5 schools and 11 delegates.
Thank you. Section 14.
Section 14, Emily Curry. Section 14 is represented by 6 schools and 11 delegates.
Thank you. Section 15.
Madeline Thornsberry, Section 15 is represented by 9 schools and 19 delegates.
Thank you. Section 16.
Ellie Paulsrud, Section 16 is represented by 9 schools and 19 delegates.
Thank you. Section 17.
Morgan Jones, Section 17 is represented by 10 schools and 21 delegates.
Thank you. Section 18.
Daniel Bass, Section 18. Section 18 is represented by 5 schools and 11 delegates.
How many delegates was that, Daniel? Thank you. Section 19.
Dalton Witten, Section 19. Section 19 is represented by 6 schools and 13 delegates.
Thank you. Section 20.
Emma Coons, Section 20. Section 20 is represented by 10 schools and 21 delegates.
Thank you. Section 21.
Jonathan Donahoe, Section 21. Section 21 is represented by 6 schools and 13 delegates.
Thank you. Section 22.
Lane Schilling, Section 22. Section 22 is represented by 10 schools and 20 delegates.
Thank you. Section 23.
Coy Crawl, Section 23. Section 23 is represented by 10 schools and 20 delegates.
Thank you. Section 24.
Catherine Smith, Section 24 is represented by 5 schools and 11 delegates.
Thank you. Section 25.
Natalie Bonnell, Section 25. Section 25 is represented by 6 schools and 12 delegates.
Thank you.
Samantha Kempel, Section 1. We now have 23 delegates instead of 29.
Thank you.
The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 7.
Avery Plody, Section 7. Section 7 is now represented by 11 schools and 23 delegates.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes the delegate from Section 2.
Rebecca Huff, Section 2. Section 2 is now represented by 21 delegates and 10 schools.
Section 13.
Austin Delfelmeyer, Section 13. Section 13 is now represented by 6 schools and 13 delegates.
Thank you.
Are there any further additions or corrections to roll call? The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 22.
Lane Schilling, Section 22. Section 22 is now represented by 10 schools and 21 delegates.
Thank you. Are there any further additions or corrections to roll call? The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 2.
Rebecca Huff, Section 2. Section 2 is now represented by 23 delegates and 11 schools.
Thank you. The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 24.
Catherine Smith, Section 24. We now have 13 delegates represented by 6 schools.
Are there any further additions or corrections to roll call? Madam Secretary, could you please read the number of delegates in attendance as well as the vote required for a majority and a 2/3 majority vote?
We have 440 total delegates. A majority vote will require 221 votes, and a 2/3 vote is 294. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Before we commence our business for this session, it is immensely important that all delegates understand the voting procedure. Delegates will only vote for one option. In this business session, that will be either affirmative or negative per ballot. All voting will be done by secret ballot. To cast your vote, take your clicker remote and point it towards the American flag. Then press the number that corresponds with the option that you are voting for. When the light on your clicker turns green, your vote has been cast. If your light does not turn green as you cast your vote, tell your section president or acting section president immediately. It is critical that you alert your section president or acting section president if there is a problem of any sort. If you do experience a problem, a convention staff member will assist you in getting a replacement remote. There will be a 1-minute voting period for you to cast your vote. If you make an error, you will be able to change your vote during the 1-minute voting period by pushing a different button on your clicker remote. However, it is encouraged that you choose wisely and vote correctly the first time. When the voting period is closed, you will no longer be able to change your vote. Again, you will have 1 minute to cast that vote. It is impossible to cast more than one vote, and a vote not cast will be considered a spoiled vote. If you have any questions, please ask your section president, acting section president, or an FFA staff member. All clickers come with and have been checked for their appropriate barcode sticker. If any delegate returns a clicker with the barcode missing, that delegate's school will be charged for the price of that clicker. When clickers are returned to the company without barcodes, it costs Illinois FFA $50 per clicker returned without the sticker. Please be very careful with the clickers. Thank you for your cooperation, and once again, if you experience difficulty or have questions, please see your acting section president or section president for assistance. I would now entertain a motion to fix the time of which to adjourn. The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 6.
Ellie Drake, Section 6. I move to set the time for adjournment to 2:15 p.m.
Thank you. Is there a second? The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 2.
Rebecca Huff, Section 2. I second that motion.
Thank you. It is moved and seconded to set a time for adjournment at 2:15 p.m. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we shall now proceed to vote. All in favor of setting a 2:15 adjournment, please press 1 on your clicker. All those opposed, please press 2. The affirmative has it and the motion carries. Madam Secretary, what is the first item of business on our agenda?
Madam Chair, the first item of business is the approval of the state FFA degrees.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. This year, 502 members have been recommended to receive their state FFA degree. These members have kept numerous years of detailed records on their SAE programs, strived for academic excellence, completed the proper applications and intense interviews, and have performed to their greatest abilities to meet the requirements set by the Illinois FFA Constitution. The final step to receiving this degree is the approval by the state convention delegates. Those who are selected to receive this degree are the best of the best within our association and are highly qualified. In order to honor their hard work and dedication, the chair would now entertain a motion to accept all recommended candidates for the Illinois FFA state degree. Their names can be found in the convention program on pages 54 through 63. The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 22.
Lane Schilling, Section 22. I move to accept the 502 candidates recommended by the Illinois FFA Association FFA Executive Committee to receive the Illinois State FFA degree.
Thank you. Is there a second? The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 19.
Dalton Witten, Section 19. I second that motion.
It is properly moved and seconded to accept all 502 candidates for the Illinois FFA state degree. This motion is amendable, debatable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we shall now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please press 1 on your clicker. All opposed, please press 2. The affirmatives have it, and the motion carries. Madam Secretary, what is the next item of business on our agenda?
The next item of business is the approval of the honorary state FFA degrees. Also, would all section presidents who are presenting committee reports please report backstage immediately? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. The honorary state FFA degree is awarded to individuals who render outstanding service and dedication to the Illinois Association FFA. These individuals have dedicated phenomenal amounts of time and effort to the betterment of our organization. This year, 35 candidates have been recommended for this honor, and they are listed on the convention program in pages 52 and 53. In order to present these candidates with their well-deserved degrees, I would entertain a motion to accept the candidates for the honorary state FFA degree. The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 18.
Daniel Bass, Section 18. I move to accept the candidates recommended to receive the honorary state FFA degree.
Thank you. Is there a second? The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 10.
Kara Anchor, Section 10. I second that motion.
Thank you. It is moved and seconded to accept the 35 candidates recommended for the honorary state degree. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor, please press 1 on your clicker. All those opposed, please press 2. The affirmatives have it, and the motion carries. Let the record show that all candidates recommended for the honorary state FFA degree have been accepted. Madam Secretary, what is the next item of business?
The next item of business is the presentation of the committee reports.
Over this past year, every section president has worked very hard on his or her special committee to develop a plan of action to enhance our organization. If these committees' final reports are approved by the delegates, they will be forwarded to the Illinois FFA Board of Directors for approval at their summer meeting. It is your responsibility as delegates to represent your respective chapters and make your views evident. If you have questions or need further explanation on any reports or recommendations, please step to the nearest microphone and someone will assist you. Our 5 committees this year were advocacy, special events, financial, agriculture education, recruitment and retention, and discovery. The information about these committees being presented is extremely important and critical to our organization, so it is crucial that you pay close attention to each report. The process by which we accept these reports is simple. You will find the names of each committee and its members on the screens above and also in your convention program on pages 20 through 22. The committee spokesperson will approach the podium, present the report, and then move to accept it. Because it is a committee report, there is an implied second. After debate is finished, the report will be voted on and we will proceed to the next committee. Our first committee report comes from the Advocacy Committee. Please begin reviewing the Advocacy Committee report on page 20 in your convention program and join me in welcoming to the podium the Advocacy Committee spokesperson, Natalie Bonnell, to present the report.
Whereas it is always prevalent to build and expand relationships with business and industry leaders, and whereas continual improvements are being made to the Illinois FFA and Illinois Agriculture Education websites, and whereas it is always proactive to foster relationships with legislators as well as build knowledge and awareness about the importance of agriculture education with newly elected or appointed legislators and public officials. And whereas it is a seemingly statewide concern that school administrators may not understand the importance of FFA activities, and whereas some traction has been created from letters sent to school administration about students attending STAR conferences. Therefore, be it resolved that it is encouraged to complete at least one business and industry tour and/or visit during each section's week of chapter visits. And be it further resolved that section officer teams are more heavily utilized to build relationships for the Illinois Foundation FFA, including a training as a part of the STAR Conference to learn the key ways to build those new relationships. And be it resolved that new ways to continue to make the website easier to navigate and more interactive to students to be explored. And be it resolved that the 2019-2020 Advocacy Committee continue to evaluate the progress and make recommendations to website administrators. And be it resolved that more opportunities are sought to increase the number of chapters that have relationships with their legislator and are participating in Ag Legislative Day. And be it resolved that new resources are developed in the form of letters and a website tab with messages from the Illinois FFA Executive Secretary and State Officer team about the benefit that specific state FFA activities have for their students. Respectfully submitted, Natalie Bonnell, Committee Spokesperson. Madam Chair, I move to accept the committee report as presented.
There is an implied second. This motion is debatable and amendments are allowed. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor, please press 1 on your clicker. All opposed, please press 2. The affirmative has it and the motion carries. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce to you the spokesperson of the Agriculture Education Committee, Zachary Weber, to present the committee report. Please begin reviewing the committee report on page 20 in your convention program.
Whereas there is a need for events for students to learn more about career opportunities within agriculture education, and whereas there is a lack of agriculture-specific memorabilia sold at the Illinois State FFA Convention, and whereas there is need to connect potential agriculture teachers and FFA state officer teams with facilitating coordination in agriculture education, Illinois Committee for Agriculture Education, and Illinois Leadership Council for Agriculture Education. Therefore, be it resolved that more agriculture education workshops are held at the Illinois State FFA Convention with the intent of focusing on various careers and scholarships available. And therefore, be it further resolved that the Illinois State FFA officer team work with the Illinois FFA Alumni Council to create and sell more memorabilia directed towards future agriculture teachers. And therefore, be it further resolved that the Illinois FFA Association Agriculture Education Committee make connections and attempt to work closer with facilitating coordination in agriculture education, Illinois Committee for Agriculture Education, and Illinois Leadership Council for Agricultural Education. Respectfully submitted, Zachary Weber, Committee Spokesperson. Madam Chair, I move to accept the committee report as presented.
Thank you. There is an implied second. This motion is debatable and amendments are allowed. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we shall now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please press 1 on your clicker. All those opposed, please press 2. The affirmative has it and the motion carries. Our next committee report that we will be reviewing is the Discovery Committee, which can be found on page 21 in your convention program. It is my privilege to introduce to you the Discovery Committee spokesperson, Jeremy Wysington.
Whereas there are fewer opportunities for Discovery chapters and members, Whereas chapter visits rarely include discovery chapters. Whereas there is limited information on discovery membership. Therefore, be it resolved that section presidents reach out to all discovery chapters when planning chapter visits. And be it further resolved, all included an emphasis on visiting discovery members on chapter visit. And it be further resolved, the Illinois FFA.org website include more details regarding discovery membership and the opportunities within the membership and the members tab. Respectfully submitted, Jeremy Wissington, committee spokesperson. Madam Chair, I move to accept this motion.
There is an implied second. This motion is debatable and amendments are allowed. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please press 1 on your clicker. All those opposed, please press 2. The affirmative has it, and the motion carries. Please begin reviewing the next committee report, which is the Financial Committee report located on page 21 in your convention program. As we welcome to the podium the spokesperson for this committee, Riley Smith.
Whereas the local collection drive total collected is on a downward trend from previous years, and whereas only 66% of Illinois FFA chapters are taking part in the local collection drive, and whereas there is a lack of promotion of what it takes to contribute and take part in the local collection foundation drive, and whereas there is a lack of use in past state officers in promotion of Illinois Foundation FFA, and whereas there is a need to continue establishing and strengthening relationships with business and industry and past section and state officer teams in our state because of the value they have, and whereas there is a need to express to donors and members their value and the importance of their contribution. Therefore, be it resolved that each section president host a Facebook event seeking donations for Illinois Foundation FFA, contacting past section officers and those who have greatly benefited and been impacted by the FFA organization. Be it resolved that promotion is increased through social media efforts and the use of section presidents to increase awareness about the resources available to chapters for their local collection drive through the Foundation Toolkit. And be it further resolved that past state officers be contacted to make presentations to chapters about the impact of Foundation and to serve as a resource to assist in the implementation and strengthening of a chapter's local collection drive, with first priority being 0 chapters. And be it further resolved that a social media campaign is established with the use of current business and industry donors and individuals on why they give to Illinois Foundation FFA. And be it further resolved that legacy teams also be asked to submit quotes on how the FFA has affected their lives years after hanging up their blue jacket to be used to promote Illinois Foundation FFA. And be it further resolved that the state FFA officer team collectively write at least 250 thank yous to be mailed to continuing and milestone Illinois Foundation FFA during their year of service. Respectfully submitted, Riley Smith, Financial Committee spokesperson. Madam Chair, I move to accept this report.
Thank you. There is an implied second. This motion is debatable and amendments are allowed. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor, please press 1 on your clicker. All those opposed, please press 2. The affirmative has it, and the motion carries. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce to you the spokesperson of the Special Events Committee to present their committee report, which can be found on page 22 in your convention program. Please help me welcome Catherine Smith.
Whereas the development and implementation of mid-sessions at state convention includes many individuals outside of this committee, and whereas there is a lack of awareness for post-convention surveys, which are vital for state officer team and staff to make improvements on each year's state convention. And whereas the Illinois Association FFA state officer team would like to be more engaged with the Illinois FFA alumni and supporters. Therefore, be it resolved that the Special Events Committee collaborate with staff and officers to plan and implement student-run initiatives at state convention. And be it further resolved that a variety of avenues, such as social media and pre-session media at state convention, be used to promote awareness of the survey to students, guests, and advisors at State Convention. And be it further resolved that the Special Events Committee lead a pursuit to increase engagement with Illinois FFA alumni and supporters and explore the possibility of hosting events to bring together the state officer team and alumni members. Respectfully submitted, Catherine Smith, Special Events Committee spokesperson. Madam Chair, I move to accept this report.
Thank you. There is an implied second. This motion is debatable and amendments are allowed. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor, please press 1 on your clicker. All those opposed, please press 2. The affirmative has it, and the motion carries. Thank you. Let's get one more round of applause for our committee spokespeople as they exit the stage. Madam Secretary, what is the next item of business on our agenda?
Our next item of business is the approval of amendments to the Illinois FFA Constitution.
Thank you. This year, the Illinois FFA Board of Directors has recommended 2 constitutional amendments to be voted on at this year's convention. Both constitutional amendments were shared via listserv on April 2nd, 2019. The first amendment comes from Article 4, Section A, Number 1, and alters the due dates for all state and national dues from November 1 to October 1 to eliminate the possibility of the deadline conflicting with teachers' preparations and travels for the National FFA Convention. Is there a motion from the floor? The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 9.
Carson Kimpling, Section 9. I move to amend Article 4, Section A, Number 1 by striking out November 1st and inserting October 1st.
Thank you. Is there a second? The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 21.
Jonathan Donahoe, Section 21. I second that motion.
Thank you. It has been properly moved and seconded to amend Article 4, Section A, Number 1 of the Illinois FFA Constitution by striking out November 1 and inserting October 1. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion or amendments? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor of this amendment, please press 1 on your clicker. All those opposed, please press 2. All those in favor, please press 1 on your clicker. All those opposed, please press 2. The affirmative has it and the motion carries. The second constitutional amendment comes from Article 5, Section D, Honorary State FFA Degrees. After discussion about the number of honorary state degrees awarded each year and how they are determined, it is the board's recommendation to clarify this on how in our Constitution to allow a maximum of 5% of the state degrees awarded each year, plus the parents of the major state officers and agriculture teachers who have met the proper qualifications. The chair would now entertain a motion for this constitutional amendment. The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 5.
Zachary Weber, Section 5. I move to amend Article 5, Section D, honorary membership by adding a number 1 that would read as follows. The Illinois Association shall present up to a maximum of 5% of the total number of members who will be awarded the state FFA degree that year. The total number will not include the major state officer parents and those teachers that met the requirements for the honorary state FFA degree.
Thank you. Is there a second? The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 24.
Catherine Smith, Section 24. I second that motion.
Thank you. It has been properly moved and seconded to amend Article 5, Section D, honorary membership, by adding a number 1 that would read as follows. The Illinois Association FFA shall present up to a maximum of 5% of the total number of members who will be awarded the state FFA degree that year. The total number will not include the major state officer parents and those teachers that met the requirements for the honorary state FFA degree. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a 2/3 vote. Is there any discussion or amendments? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor, please press 1 on your clicker. All those opposed, please press 2. The affirmative has it and the motion carries. Thank you all very much for your diligence in initiating change to our Illinois FFA Constitution. We also extend our thanks to the Illinois FFA Board of Directors for recommending these changes. The FFA Board of Directors puts in many hours behind the scenes discussing these amendments prior to convention. Their work truly helps us as delegates elevate Illinois FFA. Is there any further business or a motion for adjournment? Chair recognizes the delegate from Section 13.
Austin Delfelmeyer, Section 13. I move to adjourn this meeting.
Is there a second? The chair recognizes the delegate from Section 16.
Ellie Paulsrud, Section 16, and I second that motion.
It has been properly moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. Adjournment is not debatable or amendable. We shall proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed say no. The motion carries. Madam Secretary, do you have any announcements at this time?
Yes, I do. Delegates, please remember to return your clicker to your section president immediately. So we're going to start with District 1. Once you have returned your clicker to your section president, then they will come and get their t-shirt vouchers. Also, make sure that you have the barcode sticker still attached to your voucher when you return it. If the barcode is missing, your school will be charged $50 for the clicker. Also, following closing ceremonies would be the perfect opportunity for newly elected section officer teams and the past section president to get your pictures taken in the Farm Credit Newsroom in the northeast corner of the arena. As a reminder, our next delegate business session will be elections beginning at 8 a.m. on Thursday morning. Please be in your seats at least 15 minutes prior to the start of the election process. You don't want to miss the opportunity to cast a ballot for the 2019-2020 Major State Officer Team. Also, the first general session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention will begin at 3 p.m. Once again, we will be releasing by districts with your clickers and t-shirt vouchers, starting with District 1.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this, the first business session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in our labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this meeting adjourned.
District 2, attention, District 2, please return your clickers and collect your t-shirt vouchers at this time. Thank you.
Thank you to these